So to develop your work further, continuing on the theme of working with lines and linear from your primary source photographs, it's quite a nice idea just to sort of revisit black and white, pencil line, or in this case a fine liner. So what I'm going to do is just to produce a series of lines, again working from the photos, just randomly picking out shapes. Some you can block in. Okay, curving. Blocking in. Another approach would be to use pencil. So lines with varying degrees of thickness. Go over the opposite way if you want to. Create like a sort of woven effect. So that's being more abstract about taking the line. So you can do sort of some papers like that, and here are a few ideas that I did beforehand, just to sort of show you. And once it's sort of going back, we're sort of going backwards a bit, we're then going to use these taken from this to take into some abstract work. You remember you did your viewfinder, which was the 10 by 10. That was the simplest way for me to start. I drew out my 10 by 10 square. This one is a rectangle and this one's even bigger. And so I've literally used what I've drawn as collage material. So then you can cut into your line drawings and you can do some shapes to fill and create the shape that you like. You can combine circles, squares. I tend to do things by eye. By all means, if you want to use rulers and you want to draw around things, that's entirely up to you. Remember what I said last time when we were doing the collage, that the things you cut off can be just as interesting as the things that you're creating. So you can see here I've got bits. I mean, it's a bit fiddly, but if you wanted to introduce that somewhere, that's quite nice in your composition, or you could have that slightly overlapping that, which is quite nice. And this is just, well, I like it because it's, I'm a great lover of working in black and white. So again, you know, really think about the geometric shapes and building up. And you can see here what I've done. There I've actually introduced a piece of black paper. And this is, you know, obviously you've got the mirroring of the circles there and elements of the stripes sort of going around the outside. This one's a bit different. You've got some horizontal diagonal lines going with circles, and I'm just started this one just to sort of show you. you'll notice that I've got some work around my sketchbook, and it's just some of my favourites. These 3 bits of work here are by John Piper, and I put them there just to show you the effective use of line circles, and obviously he's working with limited colour, but it's just a sort of, this is almost like the circle within the circle, and there's lots of overlapping there as well, which is quite nice. Ben Nicholson, this is a little book here that I've got just to show you. That's actually one of his landscapes. If I go through the book, you can see here this sort of idea of layering up. I mean, this is actually sort of like, they're like pages of a book, but they're just layering up of different shapes, cutting through. Same with this one. See the circles, the lines, the very, very simple shapes. That's actually this way around, I've just realised. That's actually a jug, and there you can see the landscape behind. Limited colours, bit of texture in there as well. And here. And you can see cups, glasses, and that's a bowl of fruit. Back to very reminiscent of the work that you were doing earlier on this year. And just to finish on this one, you can see there the influences I've had from Ben Nicholson's work, one of my favourites, so have a go.